Hello again, this is Madan. In this demo, we are going to add a notification feature to our MVC application. So whenever the owner of the pet changes the status of their pet from selling to not selling and from not selling to selling, then we are going to give a notification to all those users who have added that particular pet into their watch list. So let's jump over to the code, and in first place we are going to create a model to store our notification. So let's create a model class called notification.cs, and I'm going to copy this name here, and let's create a class namespace of mbcdemo.models public class notification, and we're going to create a several properties here, and the first would be the ID of the notification, and the second property would be the text of the notification, and the third property would be a boolean flag to identify whether the notification has been read or not. So let's call it age read, and we're going to set the default value to false. So whenever the notification is created for the first time, then its status would definitely be the not read or false. So once we create a notification model, we need to associate our notification model with the application user, which means we need to define the relationship between these two models, and the type of relationship we will be using here would be many-to-many relationship. So we can think this as a single notification can belong to more than one user, and application user can have more than one notification at a given point of time. So we need to implement many-to-many relationship here, and to implement many-to-many relationship, we need to define a third entity which represents the join entity between these two models. So let's create another model to define the many-to-many relationship between our application user and notification. So let's create a class, and let's call it notification application user.cs. I'm going to copy this class, copy the name of this file, and let's define the namespace mbcdemo.models, and let's create a class, public class. I'm going to paste the name, and this is a join class, and it contains the properties from both application user and the notification model. So let's bring in the primary key from the notification class. So it is a notification ID, and we are going to bring a navigation property for the notification. And now we are going to bring the primary key from our application user, which is of type string application user ID, and also a navigation property of type application user. So this is a join model, and the corresponding join table for these two classes to represent one-to-many relationship. Now we need to define the property in our notification, and that property would be the list of our notification application user. Let's call it notification application user, and let's bring in the namespace for the list. Now we are gonna need to do the same thing on the other side of the relationship, on the application user side. So let's paste it. Once we do this, we need to define the composite key manually and explicitly in our application DB context class. So let's head over here, and let's build a composite key to represent our many-to-many relationship. So we have an entity and notification application user, and our notification application user has a key. Let's say key goes to new, and it is made up of two primary key, k dot notification ID and k dot application user ID. So this defines the composite key and many-to-many relationship between our application user and notification. So we have created our model, and we have stated the relationship between these two models. Now we need to generate the migration and update that migration against the database. Let's open the terminal and let's create a migration. .NET EF migrations add notification model created. So our migration has been generated. Now we need to update that migration. .NET EF database update, and it's applying that migration against the database in the background. And our migration has been successfully updated to the database. So this is the end of the demo, and we'll continue in improving this feature in our MVC application in another video session. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.